Oh, look, the team realises we've got a huge amount to work on in these conditions, but the morale's very good. Boys have just trained exceptionally well, did a little bit of soul searching last night, and the guys have come back strong this morning. So morale, very good at the moment.
Practicing on spinning tracks?
No, any day we can get a day 5 wicket at a test venue, we'll take it, because our boys need to practice a huge amount on that. I've said earlier that only Watson and Clark in our 8 top batsmen have ever played here. So the more experience our young players can get batting and practicing on a day 5 wicket, the better they're going to be for it in their careers. We just want to keep improving our batsmen against spin bowling. You know, it's like when India comes to Australia. You know, it's just like we take them to the Wacker and India really battle. It's exactly the same for us out here. And as I've said, our players are still young. They're still learning the game. For them to be able to get out there and practice again on a day 5 wicket was, you know, you don't buy that type of experience.
That might have played on your mind a bit.
No, look, Shane came and gave us some good information, which was great. It certainly added value. It didn't play on any of our spinners' minds.
Mickey, Shane Watson, balance.
Well, it becomes a balance for him now. You know, he's put all his eggs in one basket, and when he was bowling, he was our number 1 all rounder. He's now one of 6 batsmen, and with that comes the same responsibility of scoring runs to keep your position. He knows that. He's very aware of that. I think he's played well on this tour so far without excelling. And I think we're all waiting for a big innings from him at some stage, and nobody knows that more than Shane. Yeah, look, it is early days, but I'd be lying if I said, you know, we wouldn't contemplate change. I do think we've got to reassess. We've got 2 test matches to stay in the series. We've got 2 test matches to retain the Border Gavaskar Trophy, which is a big thing for us. So we've got to assess conditions there, and then again think what we think is the best possible team to win. And if that means making some changes, we surely will.
There is a 9-day gap, maybe a 2 or 3-day match, so that the players get a bad situation.
Yeah, look, I'm not 100% sure. This is what we've been given, and to be fair, when we looked at the itinerary, we had been playing a lot of cricket. We'd come out of 2 tough test matches. We thought a couple of days of just mental freshness for the guys was going to be more valuable, and I still believe that. So we'll travel tomorrow, have 2 days off, and start training again on Sunday. And I think those 2 days off gives the guys a lot of chance to reflect. It gives all of us a chance to think of how we're going to retain this trophy, and it also means that when we get the players back on Sunday, they all come back fresh and ready to go, and I think that's the most important thing for us right now. Our spinners try and interact with whoever's around, to be honest, and they've seeked a lot of advice, which I think is great. So we encourage them to speak to as many as they possibly can.
What is the difference between bowling Australian wickets and this wicket? What is the difference they find in that?
Oh, there's a massive amount of difference. There's the ball obviously assists the spinners here. It turns, a lot of rough created. I always say it's like North Pole and South Pole. You know, in Australia, the game's quick, and then gets slower as the wicket flattens out. Whereas in India, it's slow, and then the game goes pretty quick on day 4 and 5. So it's total extremes. And again, that's one of the reasons we had the boys back out there again today, just to make them aware of conditions and just try and learn to find a way of coping with it.
Do you feel it's lack of skill or patience?
Neither. You know, I asked our batsmen to have a look at the way Pujara and Vijay played. I thought the way they went about their innings was a lesson to all our batters about playing in these conditions. You know, they scored 47 runs in session 1 on that day, 106 in the next session, and because they were still batting, they scored 150 in the last session of the day. So, You know, if you're still batting at tea time, you're going to score a lot of runs, but you need the patience to get to tea. And I thought they were a very, very good example to our batsmen of how to go about an innings in the subcontinent.
Since you go to Mohali and after that,
Yeah, we had a chat this morning around with our batsmen about forming a partnership, forming a bond, investing in the other batsmen, and Michael was just doing that today. You know, when Michael talks, the other players listen because he's so experienced. So he went out of his way today to make sure that he connected with every batsman and give them every bit of advice that he could to try and help them through their net session today, to ultimately make them better players, because that's exactly what we want. We want when they come back here in a couple of years' time, when they come back in the one-day series at the end of the year, they're good players. You know, they've used this time and experience wisely, and they come back better players for it. And that's exactly what we want. That's the sort of culture we try and create in our team.